Democrats and Republicans each have a new name to chew on for their congressional primary vote in May. On the Republican side, former State Senator Ralph Alvarado is known for representing Winchester for 8 years in Frankfort and joining Matt Bevin as his running mate in 2019. For the last 2 years, he has led Tennessee's health department. On the Democrat side, Navy veteran and former federal prosecutor Zach Dimbo enters the race with 11 years in federal service and most recently was policy advisor for Governor Andy Beshear.
People know me. I'm a known quantity, a known entity here in Kentucky. They know my alignment with the president. I think a lot of our primary voters in particular want to see someone who's going to carry on the president's agenda. And again, the concerns from people at large when they're watching the news every day is the economy going to get better?
At a time right now where the role of the federal government is central to what this administration is doing and how it's hurting the federal government's ability to help central Kentuckians, I felt that my experience in federal government is what qualified me to be in Congress.
It is now a three-way race on both sides. For Democrats, that is former Lexington Councilman David Kloiber and former state lawmaker Sherilyn Stevenson. For Republicans, state lawmakers Ryan Dotson and Deanna Gordon. So, Jared, I'm going to start with you here. We have two very different candidates getting in. I want to start talking about Mr. Dimbo. I mean, for a candidate like him, big challenge is going to be name recognition. How does someone like him overcome something like that?
Well, fundraising, but you know, if you haven't run before, you don't have a fundraising network already built. So you're gonna have to build that while you use it, like running a campaign, building the airplane while you're flying it. And so that can help. And plus, you know, it's a congressional district. He can still get out there. He can still go be seen. And he can still, you know, try to get Representative Stevenson and Kloiber into debates, any forums he can get into, maybe land a memorable line or something like that. That's how you can kind of come from the outside. But to not have run for anything and then just all of a sudden run for Congress, if you don't have like a political network, it seems really interesting and weird. Not weird, just it doesn't seem like it's going to be successful.
We see it a lot. It feels like running for something to run for something else. Like getting this is going to be a high-profile race. It's a good way to get his name out there for whether it's to go into private practice practicing law or to run for Attorney General or Secretary of State, something in the future. It feels like one of those moves. Yeah, and it may be too early to know what those numbers be until we get to October. Trey, come to you. We got 3 candidates now on the R side who are all saying, well, I'm the Trump candidate. So what does Alvarado's addition to this race mean for everybody else?
I think it's trouble for Deanna Gordon and Ryan Dotson because they have set up their entire campaigns thinking they're going to spend the next 11 months calling Amanda Mays Bledsoe a squishy Lexington rhino and saying how much more conservative they were. You're not going to get more conservative than Ralph Alvarado. He's got a long voting record. He's got a history of being a conservative ward in the General Assembly. So that closes up that lane that I think both of those two candidates thought that they were going to have. I haven't heard a lot from Ryan Dotson since Alvarado got in. I don't know what his pivot is. Deanna Gordon has picked up one of my least favorite political tropes, which is we need somebody who's lived here and is from here. We don't need outsiders. And in this case, not only outsider, but someone who left and came back. Bad news is over 50% of any congressional district are people that weren't born there that moved there, or people who moved away and came back and are living there now. So I don't know what sort of message that's sending that to those voters. So I think both of the other two candidates now are having to reorient their campaigns because the candidate they thought they would be running against as the front runner is no longer running as a new front runner, and he's right in the middle of the lane they thought that they were going to be running up.
And that kind of leads me to where I'm going next, which is, does either candidate's entry here sort of dilute the base of voters you really have available to you, or are we more likely to see a situation where one candidate ends up sweeping, or is it just too early to know?
I think Dotson will be hurt the most because Alvarado entering is almost the same voting base geographically, same county. Yeah, so that I do think hurts just based on that. The voters that you think you would win just because you're from Clark County now another guy from Clark County is in the race, so that could be an issue there. So let's see.
I think Alvarado's. He spoke during prime time at a convention on behalf of Trump. He was an integral part of the Latinos for Trump. Again, an avenue that I think that Dotson and Fraser or Gordon thought that they were going to have isn't there anymore. So I think what this race looks like depends on where they pivot and how they choose to both promote themselves and come at Alvarado as a front runner. And I think that's yet to be seen because it's so fresh.
Very quick answers here as we wrap up. Is it peculiar and odd at all to see these House races getting started this early? It seems normal with the Senate, but with House, we still got a lot of time till these
It's
primaries.
so rare, especially in Kentucky, it's so rare that one of these seats is a true open seat.
Right.
I think that's what you're seeing is just the excitement level, and it may never happen again in the lifetime of the people that want to run in this district in their political lifetime.
All right, we'll see how the race unfolds.